Living World Part 2. After fighting through 2 ambush attacks at the entrance of the fortress and surviving a cowardly ninja attack, Hattori has found the portal he seeks. What horrors await our hero inside the body of this strange creature? Hello everyone, and welcome back to Season 2, Episode 7, Part 2. Let's rejoin Hattori as he's about to step through the portal into the belly of the beast. We've got a Synapse chamber. Let us hold back the darkness. 7 is good. Rolling for movement. I think we'll only go in so far. Let's reveal our exploration token. We do have 1 advanced encounter for this room. We have 2 doorways and 2 encounters. Our advanced encounter for this room is nerve bundles. Thick bundles of wiry nerve fibers stretch across this room in all directions, charged with an electrical impulse firing throughout the massive beast. Each hero must choose to cut your way through with a strength 5+ test, or dodge your way through with an agility 6+ test. Our strength is 4, so we will be cutting our way through. We need a 5+. We are successful. Gain 10 XP and you can recover a grit or an ability token. We are at max grit, so we will recover a fury token. Our first regular encounter is bursting pores. The fleshy walls here are covered in large, oozing pores that undulate as they drip mucus. The smell is awful. As you lean in for a closer look, one of the pores at the far end of the chamber bursts, spraying caustic mucus across the room. At the start of each turn, one random hero on this map tile must do the following: an agility 4+ test. If failed, they take D3 wounds ignoring defense. This card remains in play. Our last encounter, stuck in the muck. The floor here is made of a thick, gooey slime. As you step deeper into the chamber, it becomes harder and harder to move. Make a strength 5+ test. I just succeeded in one of those, so let's do it again. Strength is 4, we need a 5+. We are successful. Gain 10 XP as you manage to pull yourself free from the slime. Let's hold back the darkness. Woo! Very nice. Double 6s inside the belly of the beast triggers fight for survival. Every step you take in this living world is a struggle for survival, as you fend off nightmarish creatures and burning acid that inhabits the belly of this massive beast. Each hero may recover grit up to their max, which we already are at. Oh man, we don't get to heal? Ew. Well, that's a bummer. Alright. Let's make this agility 4+ test. We are 3 for agility. We pass. Rolling for movement. 4. And we will look through to find a viral outbreak. We shifted the board just a bit. We do have 1 advanced encounter for this room. Let's see what our exploration token reveals. An attack. And one doorway. Let's see where the doorway is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Doorway will be right there. Before we see what's attacking us, we will do the advanced encounter. Infected lesions. Large gaping holes cover the fleshy folds in this room, dripping with a pus-like goo. There is clearly some form of infection here. We must make a lore 4+ test. Hattori only has 2 for lore. We will use a grit. Alright, we are successful. Gain 10 XP as you examine the decayed lesions. Then, make a cunning 5+ test. Our cunning is 3. We are successful. You gain useful knowledge from a closer inspection. You may discard a growing dread or darkness card. We don't have either of those in play. Well, that's a bummer. Let's see what's going to attack us. We have drawn an acid blob. We're 1 hero, so we'll be facing 1 acid blob. Acid blobs are a large-sized enemy. They have initiative of 2. They are tied with Hattori for initiative, but enemies always go first. They roll a D8 for movement. They have endurance 3. This enemy cannot take more than 3 wounds from any single hit. Antibodies. This enemy does not target normally, instead it always moves to end adjacent to as many heroes as possible. Digestive juices. Instead of attacking normally, they automatically do D6 -2 wounds, ignoring defense to every adjacent hero. Well, joy. Let's see what their elite ability will be. 6. Dissolve. Any hero that takes 6 or more wounds from acid blobs during a turn must roll a D6 for each item they are carrying. Hero chooses the order in which the items are rolled for. The first item they roll a 1 for is dissolved by acid and discarded. Wow! Good lord. Alright. Let's cross our fingers and hold back the darkness. 7 is good. The acid blob will go. They will move 1 space. Thank you, Jesus. Hattori has to roll his agility 4+, because he's still in the previous room. We are good. Rolling for movement. Oh, come on. We are going to have to spend a grit and take another movement, I think, because we need to end this quickly. Here we go. We'll roll our 4 combat against him. He has a 3 defense and 10 health. And remember, they can only take 3 wounds per hit. We will use our elegant fan as well for one of these, but let's see how many hits we score. Scoring on a 4+. We score 3 hits. We'll use our elegant fan for the first one, -1 to the roll. 1 wound. Both of these next rolls will be -3 to the roll. 1 more wound. We're going to spend 4 Fury and do Sweeping Slice, automatically giving us 2 more combat hits. So again, the damage will be -3 to each of these rolls. You can only take 3 wounds at a time. 2 more wounds. Spend 2 Fury and add 1 more wound to that, giving him 5 wounds total. I believe that's all we can do right now. So let's hold back the darkness. Double 5s. Double 5s inside the belly of the beast cause raining mucus. The heavy and humid air within the massive chambers of the beast begin to condense, creating a rainfall of sticky, itchy mucus. This is a weather effect. While in the belly of the beast, the hero takes 1 automatic horror hit at the start of each turn. This will stack if it's rolled multiple times. Wow. This is a nasty, nasty environment. We have to remember that. We take 1 horror hit every turn for the rest of the game. We're not going to roll for his movement because he's right next to us. He's going to do D6 -2 wounds. So 1 wound. Let's see if we can defend with our armor. We need armor 5+. Do not. Rolling wall of steel. We defend that 1 wound. Excellent. Rolling for our horror hit from mucus rain. We defend. See if we can gain a grit. We do not. Rolling our 4 combat. 2 criticals. Very nice. Let's use our last grit and re-roll the 2 misses. And we still miss. Alright. Do we even bother using the Elegant Fan? Let's go ahead and use it for one of them. So +2 to the roll, knowing he can only take 3 wounds. That was a waste. But that's alright, he takes 3 wounds. We only need 2 more wounds. So we need 2 or higher for him to be dead. You've gotta be kidding me. He gains 1 wound, we're just gonna spend 2 fury, adding another wound, and he will be dead. That could have been a lot worse, I'm not gonna lie. So let's catch our breath. Nice. We will heal 3 sanity. Let's see what kind of loot we get from this acid blob. Gold bars, $250. Let's hold back the darkness. 9 is good. See if we are scared of the raining mucus. We are. We take 1 sanity damage. Rolling for movement. We will look through and find ribbed catacombs. Shifting the board just a bit, we do have 1 advanced encounter for this room. Let's reveal our exploration token. A gate and an encounter. Let's see where the gateway will be. Here. Also gives us our 2nd clue icon. We need 1 more clue. The advanced encounter for this room. Feeders in the dark. The floor in this chamber feels harder, like ripped cartilage. In the dark recesses of the room, you hear a clicking chitter. Almost immediately, it is answered by countless more chitters erupting from the shadows all around you. Grit may not be used for this test. It is a strength 5+ test. have 4 for strength. And we have failed. If failed, you are ravaged by the feeder worms before they retract back into the catacombs to devour what they have scavenged. Choose 3 items or side bag tokens you have and roll a d6 for each of them. On the roll of a 1 or a 1, 2, or 3, if it's a token, it is ripped away and discarded. Well, we do have herbs and strong sake, so we will do those. And we'll do the followers banner, I guess. So let's do the followers banner first. We're keeping it. The herbs is good, and the strong sake is lost to the feeder worms. Our next encounter is hot and humid air. The air in this part of the creature is stagnant and moist, collecting as droplets on your clothing and skin. You loosen your collar as the wet heat begins to weaken your resolve. Grit may not be used for this test. It is a spirit 5+ test. Our spirit is 3. We are successful. Gain 10 XP and you may recover a grit. Hold back the darkness. 7 is good. Let's duck and cover from raining mucus. We fail, gaining another sanity damage. Roll for movement. Holding back the darkness. Double 4s. Bursting pustules. Polyps and pustules lining the walls begin to expand and burst, showering you in burning and sizzling fluids. Every hero must roll a d6. On the roll of a 1, 2, or 3, you gain a bleeding marker. Alright. Come on, Hattori. Of course we do. We're just going to go ahead and spend the grit to remove the bleeding marker. Let's duck from the raining mucus. Gain another sanity damage. Rolling for movement. Gain a grit. Holding back the darkness. Double 2s. Dark Dread. Things are looking more and more bleak by the moment. Draw a Growing Dread card and add it to the stack. No, I don't think we will. We are going to use our protective shield. Thank you, monks of the shrine. And we are not going to add a Growing Dread card. Rolling for Raining Mucus. Another sanity damage. Rolling for movement. Gaining another grit. Holding back the darkness. 7 is good. Raining mucus. Another sanity damage. Bringing us to 5 points of sanity damage. Rolling for movement. Let's look through and see what we have. A corner passage. Let's see if it'll be a left turn or a right turn. It will be a left turn. Holding back the darkness. 7 is good. Mucus rain. Another sanity damage. We're going to get taken out just by the mucus coming off the inside of this thing. Rolling for movement. We are now at max grid at least. And inside the belly of the beast we have passage encounters. For this passage, we have found a breathing vent. The air is thick and hot here, flowing past you in a sticky and rhythmic breeze. With each pulsing breath, the pathway opens up before you. At the end of the turn, every unexplored exit from this passage is automatically explored, drawing a map card, moving the hero party marker on the depth track. That is the end of the turn, so let's see what we have lying ahead of us. Another passage, a mid-passage. Holding back the darkness. Five will fail, getting us a growing dread card. Raining mucus. Another sanity damage. If only we hadn't lost our strong sake. Rolling for movement. 1, 2. Holding back the darkness. 8 is good. Mucus rain. We now have 8 points of sanity damage. We only have 11 sanity. Rolling for movement. We're just gonna automatically spend that and roll for another movement. Wow. Alright, well our passage encounter in this passage is a bile duct. The floor here is submerged in thick, knee-deep bile. Trudging through the caustic liquid, your legs tingle and burn as the bile attempts to slowly dissolve you. Each hero that ends their move on this map tile takes 1 wound, ignoring defense. Remains in play. Oh, hooray! So we will take 1 wound. Let's see if our armor helps. 5+. Nope. Wall of steel. We are good. Excellent. Holding back the darkness. 7 will fail. Raining mucus. Hey, we defend. Rolling for movement. Excellent. Let's see if we are dissolving. Armor 5+. We are good. Let's look through and get out of here. We have found a fleshy chamber. There is no advanced encounter for this room. Let's reveal our exploration token. 1 encounter, 1 doorway. The encounter we have is aggressive immune response. As you step into the chamber, white puff bubbles hang in the air. Floating around the room, they shimmer in a flickering light, almost beautiful with a shifting oily sheen. Reaching out to touch one, it seems to react to your movement. Without warning, the bubbles begin to aggressively attach themselves to you, sizzling and burning on your skin and clothes. Make a strength 5+ test. Our strength is 4. We are successful. Gain 25 XP as you burst the bubbles attached to you. For each die rolled during this test that did not roll a 5+, for which we have 3, take 2 wounds, ignoring defense. You're potentially taking 6 wounds. Let's see if our armor can help us from these bubbles. Whoa, nothing. Let's play Wall of Steel. And we defend 1, so we are taking 5 wounds. Holding back the darkness. 7 will fail, getting us a darkness card. War of the Dragon. Descending from the sky with black wings, Tengu terrorize the world of mortal men. While the darkness marker is currently on a blood splatter or growing dread space of the depth track, the heroes may not recover grit. Remains in play. Raining mucus. Defend. Rolling for movement. 3. Holding back the darkness. 8 is good. Raining mucus. Defend. Movement. Holding back the darkness. Fails. Raining mucus. 1 more point of sanity damage, giving us 9 points of damage. Rolling for movement. Barely close enough. Holding back the darkness. 7 will fail, getting us another darkness card. We have pulled Creatures of Legend. All myth enemies are +2 health and +1 to initiative. Remains in play. Raining mucus. Defend. Rolling for movement. Let's look through. We have a short passage. Our passage encounter here is something stuck in the wall. A dark shape protrudes from within the mucus wall here. Something is just below the surface. We can choose to dig it out, making a strength 6+ test, or leave it be with no effect. Well, you know, we've had such a good game so far. Sarcasm. Let's go ahead and try to dig it out. We have strength 6+ test. We have 4 strength. We are successful. Gain 20 XP and roll a d6. A 6. How did this get here? Draw an artifact card from a random world. Awesome. Let's find our world cards. Alright, let's see where this artifact has come from. The derelict ship. From the derelict ship, we have found a warp generator. Well, this is 2 angles. Can we turn? Yes, we can. Once per adventure, do 2 wounds, ignoring defense to every void and demon enemy on your map tile. Or discard to overload, doing a peril die of wounds, ignoring defense to every void and enemy on the entire board. Wow. Alright, well, let's hold back the darkness. 8 is good. Mucus Rain. You take another point of sanity damage. And knocked out just by the mucus. Rolling for movement. Let's look through and see what we have found. A moist airway. There is no advanced encounter for this room. Let's see what our exploration token reveals. Our third and final clue.